Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema assures students at Chalimbana University of government commitment to improving the water supply. NAPSA disperses a total of 10.1 billion kwacha in partial withdrawals. And Trump tariffs spark U.S. government debt sell-off. This bulletin is also live on our Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie Banda. President Hakainde Hichilema has given an assurance to students at Chalimbana University, emphasizing that the government is committed to improving the water supply and infrastructure in the surrounding area. President Hichilema stated that the government recognizes the importance of a reliable and sustainable water system for both students and the local community. In his remarks, President Hichilema outlined plans to invest in the expansion and enhancement of water reticulation systems, which would not only benefit the university but also ensure better access to clean and safe water for residents in the vicinity.
I'm aware of demands we are going to work to resolve the water problem. We introduced free education, we introduced meal allowances, we expanded the bursary, we have also employed more teachers, we're employing lecturers. It is a process. It is a process. But your government is clear in what needs to be done. We just need to work together. Are we okay? Are we okay?
And later, after touring construction of student hostels at the University of Zambia Unza Great East Road campus, the president urged the contractor to ensure that the works are expedited.
Next time, I'll come here to inspect the work that has been done. I have a very serious inspector. I will check in every time, every corner to see. That's how we are. As this work goes on, we will continue mobilizing resources to improve sanitation, water, storage for the residents where you guys want and come and live. Trying to everyone, I repeat, who went to school, yes, who enjoyed the value of education here, not put money in the basket.
The National Pension Scheme Authority, NAPSA, has disbursed a total of 10.1 billion kwacha in partial withdrawals to 487,389 eligible members out of the total membership of 1,119,412 since the implementation of the partial withdrawal benefit in April 2023. Of the total amount paid out, 6 billion represents members' raw contributions, while 4.1 billion kwacha is attributed to indexation and interest earned, accounting for 41% of the total amount paid. Of the 487,389 recipients, 76,980 are women who have collectively received 1.7 billion kwacha. 104,293 are categorized as youths, having received a combined total of 1.2 billion kwacha. Speaking on the development, NAPSA Director General Myangwa reaffirmed the authority's strong financial standing, stating that the fund remains liquid and sustainable for all benefit types. Mr. Myangwa says the assurance is backed by the scheme's remarkable 31% growth in fund value from 67 billion kwacha in December 2023 to 88 billion kwacha in December 2024. Mr. Myangwa notes that beyond individual empowerments espoused by the Republican President Hakainde Hichilema, The economic impact of the partial withdrawals has been significant. Numerous beneficiaries have invested their funds in various ventures such as housing, poultry businesses, trade, government bonds, and treasury bills, contributing meaningfully to national economic activity and job creation. Kitwe City Council KCC has received 6 million kwacha from the government as the February allocation for the Cash for Work program. The funds will be directly allocated to the payment of 10,025 beneficiaries, compensating them for their valuable labor. Public Relations Officer Emmanuel Lupikisha says the financial assistance will help improve the livelihoods of many individuals and families who rely on the program to meet their basic needs. He says to date, KCC has disbursed a total of 27 million kwacha to 45,549 beneficiaries across the 5 constituencies within the district. Mr. Lupikisha says these funds continue to support the well-being of residents, ensuring that they receive much-needed assistance in a timely and efficient manner. KCC remains committed to the continued success of the Cash for Work program and will continue to prioritize prompt and transparent disbursements. Zesco Limited has secured 2 landmark legal victories and recovered more than 9.7 million kwacha in an insurance dispute. These rulings underscore Zesco's unwavering commitment to protecting public funds, enforcing contractual obligations, and upholding accountability in its operations. On March 7, 2025, the Lusaka High Court dismissed a 292.8 million kwacha lawsuit filed by Mapompo Investments Limited, which had alleged that Zesco trespassed on its mining area by constructing 330 kV power lines in Lusaka South. Mapompo sought removal of the infrastructure, compensation for trespass, damages for lost income, and legal costs. The court ruled that mining rights do not equate to land ownership, emphasizing that Mapompo lacked lawful title to the area as the consent obtained from a local headman was deemed irregular and the absence of local authority approval rendered the claim invalid. Zesco's senior manager for litigation, Kelvin Mwemba, said the landmark rulings set a crucial precedent for Zesco's future operations, reinforcing the importance of lawful land acquisition processes and the effectiveness of contractual safeguards. In a separate ruling, the Lusaka High Court granted Zesco summary judgment against A Plus Insurance, ordering the insurer to pay 9 million kwacha plus interest and costs. The dispute arose from a breach 2023 fuel supply contract with Mokala Weka General Dealers Limited, which Zesco terminated in January 2024 due to the supplier's failure to meet its obligations. Zesco invoked a performance bond issued by the insurer to recover the guaranteed amount. The court dismissed A Plus defense as legally unviable rather, affirming Zesco's entitlement to the funds. This outcome highlights the critical role of performance bonds in mitigating financial risk and underscores Zesco's proactive approach to enforcing contractual safeguards. And in other news trending this evening, Ministry of Agriculture Permanent Secretary John Mulongoti says government has taken a decisive move to contain the red locust outbreak that is posing a serious threat to agricultural productivity and ecological balance in Western Province. The Lusaka Regional Immigration Office successfully apprehended 41 suspected illegal immigrants across various parts of Lusaka, including Kanyama, Lusaka West, Chunga, Lilanda, and Matero. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The Ministry of Energy has announced the successful completion of offloading of the first diesel consignment under the Tazama Open Access System here in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Ministry of Energy Permanent Secretary for Technical Services Peter Mumba says the vessel arrived on 31st March and started discharging cargo on 5th April and concluded last night, 8th April 2025 at exactly 19:45 hours Tanzanian time. Mr. Mumba says a total of 94,629 metric tons of diesel has been successfully offloaded from the Mount Isabel vessel into Tazama storage tanks. The consignment was imported by companies such as Titanium Ore Corporation, ADNOC Joint Venture, Boat Global Solutions Limited, Indeni Energy Company Limited. Mr. Mumba says the milestone represents a significant achievement in the implementation of the Tazama Open Access System, which fosters equitable and transparent access to the use of the pipeline infrastructure by multiple importers. He says it underscores the government's commitment to enhancing the efficiency and security of the fuel supply chain, strengthening national energy security, and promoting a competitive and inclusive petroleum sector.
It underscores the government's commitment to enhancing the efficiency and security of the fuel supply chain, strengthening national energy security, and promoting a competitive and inclusive petroleum sector. Now, we are, as government, we are encouraged by the high level of professionalism, coordination, and dedication demonstrated by all teams involved in this critical process. The ministry acknowledges the efforts of the Energy Regulation Board, Tazama Pipelines Limited, the participating importers, and all technical teams for their collaboration and commitment to ensuring the smooth and efficient execution.
Ends the business news, and in foreign news, confidence in the U.S. economy is plummeting as investors dumped government debt amid growing concerns over the impact of Donald Trump's tariffs. Governments sell bonds, essentially an IOU, to raise money from financial markets for public spending, and in return, they pay interest. The US does not normally see high interest rates on its debt as its bonds are viewed as a safe investment, but on Wednesday, rates spiked sharply to touch 4.5%. The rise came after Trump pressed ahead with sweeping tariffs on goods being imported into the US, while Washington's trade war with China escalated further. And in sports news, the Copper Queens concluded their 2025 Yangcheng International Tournament campaign on a high when they beat Uzbekistan 4-3 victory to secure a bronze medal at the Yongchan Sports Center Stadium. Goals from Irene Lungu, Message Pasula, Frida Mukoma, and Kabange Mpopo ensured the Copper Queens finished the tournament on the podium albeit in a 7-goal encounter full of drama and determination. Zambia opened the scoring in the 24th. Family headed home after a neat corner from Chipasula. Just 2 minutes later, Chipasula doubled the advantage with a composed finish for her debut Copper Queens to give Zambia a comfortable 2-0 lead going into the break. Right after the restart, Mukoma, who recently returned from injury, made it 3-0 in the 46th minute to cap off a brilliant attacking move. And now, the weather.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ
The evening is having a few clouds, windy at times, and warm to mild. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema has given an assurance to students at Chalimbana University, emphasizing that the government is committed to improving the water supply and infrastructure in the surrounding area. The National Pension Scheme Authority (NAPSA) has disbursed a total of 10.1 billion kwacha in partial withdrawals to 487,389 eligible members out of the total membership of 1,119,412 since the implementation of the partial withdrawal benefit in April 2023. And finally, confidence in the U.S. economy is plummeting as investors dumped government debt amid growing concerns over the impact of Donald Trump's tariffs. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie Banda. Enjoy the rest of the evening.